So, Capricorn Ascendant people, a very, very happy new year to everyone. Everyone who's watching, thank you so much for your support this year. And moving forward, I hope that you will keep supporting, and we will also keep making sure that all the videos related to every transit we try to share with you. 2026 yearly horoscope is on. If you want to see your personalized horoscope, you can also talk to me directly on acastro.ca. You can book an appointment, or on WhatsApp link in the description you can book an appointment. January. Now when we talk about January here, 13th of January, Venus enters into the sign of Capricorn. Now Venus is a yoga karaka in this chart, and it is coming to the ascendant, so it is a very powerful placement of Venus, by the way. So Venus is extremely powerful in ascendant. It is the 10th house lord as well as the 5th house lord. In ascendant, it creates a great opportunity, great possibility for your personality development. If you have been feeling confidence wise, little bit of low energy, then this is the time that Venus gives you absolute power. Your charismatic personality, or we can say your approach in any kind of area related to creativity or workplace, will be at illumination. So, very powerful. Sun enters into Capricorn. This is Makar Sankranti, a very big festival happening in India and or in Southeast Asia. A lot of festivals happen on the same day, different names. But this is great placement of Sun as well, because Sun is the 8th house lord in the ascendant. Your research, your hard work, your analytical ability may now come on surface, and you may start, shining in your what you say workplace. If you see Sun position in the first house, according to the Kalpurush Kundli, this is the place where Sun becomes exalted, right? So when Sun comes to the first house, it is a place where Sun feels absolutely comfortable. Even with, this being the Saturn's house, it becomes very comfortable. It helps you with your destiny, for your awakening your destiny. So this is very good. Mars enters into Capricorn. Mars is the second most powerful planet after the planet Venus here, because it becomes exalted in the ascendant. So Mars, again, such a powerful placement here. So happy for you guys. Especially with Mars here in the ascendant, it means that all the places, the beginning of this year starts with confidence for you. Because not only Mars, the Lord of communication also is coming here and becoming, what you say, in a very good ninth house Lord is also coming here. So you're going to be absolutely in a scenario where you are very heavily motivated for something. So for taking self action, no more than these planets will be helping you. All the Capricorn ascendant people need to take self action, try to get into a lot of idea mode. What ideas will work, how it will work, how I need to move forward, how I need to plan this year for me. Every planet, all the four major planets are in the Lagna right now. And whenever Moon will transit here and make a Panchayat Yoga, that is where you will see more power, more partnerships. So take an advantage of January 2026. It's a time to physically, emotionally, mentally, idea wise change yourself and bring yourself out there. So it is, you are in that egg right now, you have to come out of that egg and show yourself very powerful outside to the world. That's how this time is. Extrovert time, to a simple thing. January 26 is an extrovert time for all the Capricorn ascendant people. February comes here with Mercury entering into the sign of Aquarius, which is good because ninth house lord is gone to the second house, and from the house of Mercury, from the sixth house, Jupiter is putting in direct ninth house aspect here, so which is very good. But here, this is the house of speech. When Rahu and Mercury are together, and Jupiter is still helping, but in such cases, sometimes manipulation, speech manipulation. There is things where you can become overwhelming when it comes to expressing something, where you may, we in Hindi we say mirch masala laga ke bolo. So you put more spice to some small things also. So be aware or be away from gossip during this time. Yes, but when it comes to food habits also, we want to be very careful, because Mercury and what you say, Mercury and Rahu coming together can give you a urge of eating lot of tamasic food, which also should be avoided during this time. Second house is also the dental area for you. So you may be experiencing, with Mercury coming here, some kind of dental procedures happening in the month of February. When we move here forward, 6th of February, Venus is coming here. Yoga Karka, 5th house lord in the second house. Financial relief comes, some financial freedom also comes, which is a very great news, because financially, if we are doing very good, then we are very happy. So financially, there is going to be good things. Your bank account will shine like diamond. This is Venus is shining all the time, so your bank account will shine, and there is going to be possibility of some adding some luxury in your life, like maybe getting a new car or fixed asset, or maybe something that has to do with more of beauty products and whatnot. So some kind of spending in these areas are seen. But from your career, great money. From share and stock market, great money. Sun enters into Aquarius here. Sun is the lord of the eighth house, going to the second house, aspecting the eighth house. But here, eclipse energy is now started. A total lunar eclipse is happening, for which we need to be a little bit of worried, because second house is the house of family. So, and eighth house lord. So, sudden ups and downs in family life can happen. Sudden ups and downs in area related to your, your bad habits, or sometimes food poisoning, health related problems. Sometimes problem in the eyes can come. So, be very careful about this time about taking your actions very nicely. Be very hydrated during this time, because see, your eighth house is the house that is a fire sign, and eighth house is water. Well, eighth house is water. In an overall level, eighth house is water, but it is a fire sign for you. So here, the basic remedy of the Capricorn ascendant people for a healthy health is water. Drink water, and you will feel much better. So financial relief is coming, but here from family wise, some health problems, especially with Sun is father also. So some ups and downs in father's life can come. So we have to be extra careful. Mars is also coming here now. Is remember, Mars is the lord of the fourth and the 11th house. When it comes here, financially we are doing very good, but look at your speaking area. Where you're speaking, you can emit fire out of your mouth. So while dealing with family members, you need to be extra careful about how you want to approach discussion with family member, how you want to make sure that you we cannot say manipulate, but you articulate your speech. That's what I can say here. Moving on, here after Mars enters into Aquarius, Mercury will start getting retrograde into the sign of Aquarius, which means that, again, I told you, see, Mercury is the lord of communication. And in your chart, Mercury is sixth house lord as well as ninth house lord. So now destiny completely depends on your actions. It is not going to work according to you. More, whenever Mercury is retrograde, sometimes promised money that is supposed to come from workplace may delay. Sometimes someone from a far place or some foreign country has promised that, okay, I'm going to give you something, or I'm going to education related, you applied for something but some delay came. So it's these kind of small things can happen during the time when Mercury is in this current position. So just careful, okay? That's my suggestion. Otherwise, not a very bad time, because second house, if it's so many planets are there, at least some planet will make a way for great financial success. March is here, and 2026 yearly horoscope is there. You can book online on ecastro.ca, or there is a WhatsApp link in description. You go down, click, and you will be able to book the appointment. March 2026 is here, and Venus is entering into the sign of Pisces, being exalted. But before that, that same day, there is an eclipse, a total lunar eclipse happening. So second and eighth house are getting afflicted here, which means that family life as well as sudden ups, inheritance wise, any fighting and etc. is going on. So try to avoid it during this month. Like maybe after 15th of March is when you should talk about it. In fact, anything to do with your ego, because second house is your status, that who am I have this much money in my bank account. I am a superior person. I am this. This is the feeling of second house. So in that area, we should be more concerned about not to be egoistic during the time of eclipse. Now for eclipse, I'll be making a big video to understand eclipse results and what should we do, what should we avoid, and so that will be that time. So just hold on for that. Here, Jupiter turns direct into the sign of Gemini. So Jupiter turned retrograde on 11th of November 2025, and now it is turning direct on 11th of March 2026, which means that a lot of power now comes to your workplace, because Jupiter is putting the fifth aspect of creativity on your workplace. So new beginnings, new job offers, new promotions, or we can say getting a lot of support in your workplace is happening. Even doors for foreign countries are opening for you, because Jupiter is looking at the 12th house and now it is direct. So all the hard work or all the background work that you have done in the past, now this is the time to start monetizing that, achieving success in those areas. In fact, your bank balance also improves, and if you're in very big debt, this is the time that debt reduction, or getting relief in debt also comes to you. Sun enters into Pisces here, and it is the third house of your parakram. This is the time to show courage, take action. Sun here is going to be very close to Saturn soon, and it is going to compass Saturn, which means that In this period, the overall Saturn effect of Sadesati on many people will start diminishing, start what you say, start solving for you. So that is where Sun's energy is going to be taking action. One thing, because when we look at Sun here, Sun is also the, we can say Sun is a Maraka only, like in a simple way. Sun is the Lord. If you see, Sun is the Lord of the eighth house. It is kind of planet of longevity and whatnot. So here, health problems, or sometimes shoulder freezes, sometimes blood flow in the hands or in shoulder can have a little bit of impact on us, because this is an Upchaya house. While it is very good for a malefic to perform, but still we want to be careful about our muscles, especially our neck area when Sun is here. With Sun here, it is also aspecting the ninth house, so your destiny also is in very much power. You may be doing some higher education, skill development during this period. Later we will see that Venus goes, later we will see that Mercury turns direct into the sign of Aquarius. Mercury turning direct into Aquarius means your communication, your destiny all takes the right path, and you are supposed to now enter into good things. You are supposed to enter into good what you say, company, people, good communication. People may come from distant places and try to be your partner in your workplace. The politics, etc., may end. So it is very powerful. And then Venus enters into the sign of Aries. Now Venus in this is yoga karka, remember. So whenever it will come to a kendra house, it will give you a lot of power. And here the power is coming in the home. That means real estate wise, this is a good time to make investments. Vehicle wise, very great time to change vehicle. But the best thing that is happening is the aspect on the 10th house. That aspect on the 10th house is going to empower your career. So your career is at great peak in this month of March. So it is very powerful, very amazing. So I'm so happy and so lucky that I'm doing this reading for you. This is a solar year, so it is a year of research for you. Remember, whenever Sun is making a transit, it is going to impact in a very big level, because this is a year of the Sun. And Sun is going to make a very big impact, and impact is happening because in the third house it is telling you to start, think something, take action, don't sit idle, or your laziness will go. In fourth house, Venus is coming and opening the doors related to your career. So why are you sitting idle? Show some energy, some power, some great we can say some greatness. April is here, and April is when Sun becomes exalted. So this is also a very powerful month for you. With Mars entering into Pisces, here is the fourth house lord, exactly 12th from itself. Health of mother has to be taken into absolute consideration, because fourth house lord 12th from itself means sometimes health of mother. Mother has to go to hospital. Mother has to take medical advice. Mother has to go to some journey. So such kind of things happen. And in fact, this is eighth house of longevity, because it is eighth from eighth. So health of mother is at top priority during this month. Mercury enters into Pisces here, and Pisces is the sign where Mercury becomes debilitated. So your speech, your communication, your destiny, your workplace is debilitated here. So this means that what we need to do, we need to now take advice of gurus, advice of teachers. Why? Because from third house, it is looking at the ninth house, and ninth house is the house that is related to your guru. So more advice of guru, more advice of teacher is what we need to be taking during this time for more blessings to be coming our way. One thing, Rohitji here is that we can expect some kind of travel, some kind of short distance travel, which may have disruptions, which may have some kind of problems. But if you're going to a foreign country, then the problem will not be there. If it's intra-city or intra-country transfer or travel, then there can be some kind of, some kind of difficult things where you are not able to perform better. That is how exactly, or maybe travel wise there will be problem. So that is what communication with siblings, you have to be very careful, because see, third house has Saturn, has Mars, has Sun. And when third house Saturn comes, this is where I'm trying to figure out something. When third house Saturn comes, even the younger siblings, their life becomes very slow and very difficult. So that is also a point here. So in that case also, do a lot of jap related to Lord Shiva, so that your younger siblings can do much better in life, because of this Saturn in the third house, and in now, Sun also there together. Sun enters into Aries, becomes absolutely powerful. But here there is one common thing. See, in the home, you will be absolutely exalted. Like, you'll be very good. Everything related to real estate, things will happen. But in the career now, there may be a little bit of identity crisis, where you may feel that your dignity, your ability, your power, your discipline is somewhere not working in right favor because of the debilitated aspect. Venus is here trying to take some action, but 4 days later, Venus is also doing a transit. So Sun in the fourth house, very good for your dignity, your inner peace, happiness, everything is very good. Your home life is very good, but career can have a little bit of ignorance from your side during this time. So please make sure that you are focused on your career. When Venus enters into the fifth house, Taurus, Yoga Karka coming to the fifth house is going to brighten this house, and your speculative gains are going up. So I would suggest that when Venus enters into the sign of Capricorn in the beginning of the year, do some investment in share and stock market. And when it comes here in Venus in Taurus, this is the time you're supposed to gain from it. So this is what it is: happiness from kids, love from your loved one. That means your, maybe your romance is going to go up. There is possibility here that there is new relationships, marriage, such kind of things also can happen. Rohitji also looking for marriage. So if there is anyone who is interested, Rohitji's chart only is a Capricorn. So Rohitji is also going to get into such beautiful relationships during this time. One more beautiful thing that is happening here is that it is because fifth house of education. So your education, your skills, your creativity is at the seventh sky. When Venus is here, your creativity level, your comfort level goes up. So very happy for you guys. Later we will see that Mercury is entering. Oh, sorry, Mercury is entering into Aries. Sorry, yeah. When Mercury enters into Aries on 30th of April and Sun has already entered on 14th of April, this is a time of proper Budh Aditya Yoga happening into your fourth house. Fourth house comforts are going to come to you. Good time to really from now make a plan to buy a real estate, because Mars is also coming next. So real estate is something that is going to be a very prominent thing in your birth chart. So let's hope for the best. Now, when we come to May is where we will see that Mars will enter into the sign of Aries. Now, fourth house Lord is also here. Sun is also exalted. The sixth, ninth house Lord is also here. Sixth, so any loans, any debts that you're either asking for business, either asking for work, either asking for marriage, either asking for buying a vehicle, everything will be approved. So this is good news. With Mars coming into Aries, it is also aspecting the seventh house, the 10th house, and the 11th house. So seventh house is a debilitated aspect. So with your relationship, with your spouse or etc., or with your business partner, needs very careful consideration. You do not need to get too much aggressive there. Also, because it is looking at the 10th and the 11th house. 11th house is very good. You will be standing out in a social circle. But with 10th house aspect, you may have intense energy in your workplace. So for that also, you need, it's okay to have intense energy, but you need to be very focused, very determined during this period. With Venus entering into the sixth house, this is where the 10th house Lord has come to the sixth house. Venus is so powerful wherever it goes, except debilitation here in the ninth house. Wherever it goes, it is going to provide good results only. And because here Venus and Jupiter are coming together, it is called Viprit Rajyog is made by Jupiter already. Venus comes here and removes all the obstacles from your workplace, from your life, from your, we can say, daily life. Your routine becomes very much better, your health becomes very much better. And this is the period exactly where you are supposed to diplomatically handle your enemies. And you will diplomatically, you will remember when you come to May 2026, you will say we diplomatically handled our problems and we came out of it victorious. So this is very powerful placement. In fact, if there is any fight, dispute, etc. going on, even with maternal uncles like mother's side, that will also solve. So very good. If you're in any court case, anything, then also it is very good for you. But workplace wise, you get superpower during this time. With Mercury, that is the lord of the ninth house, exactly coming ninth from itself. This is also a great news. Your destiny from the past. That means if you have done some past karma, so if you're invested in some past time, you will get some great results during this period. So beautiful for you. Great. And this is not all. One big event is happening where the eighth and the fifth house lord are eighth and the fifth house are making a relationship. Here, Sun is the eighth house lord in the fifth house, ninth house lord in the fifth house. So some destiny rise, sudden gains, sudden wealth, suddenly pregnancy, suddenly great education or scholarship, suddenly speculative gain in share and stock market, suddenly a lottery, etc. kind of situation is was building in your chart. All the planets are very favorable here. With Mercury entering into the sign of Gemini, here Mercury comes to the own house in the sixth house. This means it gives more power to Jupiter and Venus and Maha. That it's a triple Lakshmi yoga. That means this is a best time to either obtain debt or either completely pay off debt. So if that is the goal, please set a goal of paying off debt on May of 2026, by end of May 2026. If not, then if you want to take expansion, business expansion, because Jupiter is looking at the 10th house here, you may say that, okay, now I want to get into business expansion because something very great is happening in the beginning of June. 2nd of June is when Jupiter enters into Cancer, into an exalted position, aspects the 11th house, aspects the ascendant, aspects the third house. All the aspects are changing. Now, all your focus is changing more on a larger scale, more on your personality development, more on your social circle, more on communication this time. So, you will be making multiple partners. Those who are married people don't get happy. This partner is more of business partner, not like love partner. So you're going making multiple partners here. You're trying to get into multiple areas of, exploring that how I can make the best of this use of this time. So it's a very powerful period. Those who are thinking of marriage, etc., they may also get good news, because here, when we talk about Jupiter, it is also the third house lord. So communication related to marriage, your efforts that you have put into that area to look for a guy or a girl, is very, very favorable for you. Secondly, it is favorable because Venus also enters there into the seventh house. So both for men and for women, see, Jupiter will trigger women to get into marriage, Venus will trigger men. So it is collectively for both men and women who are Capricorn, may get into a new contract, new relationship, new marriage and whatnot. So let's hope for the very, very best. With Jupiter making such a big transit, with all the aspects and all the details, I'm going to be making this video very soon, around May of 2026, when 1 month before you get an idea. So just subscribe so that you are connected there. With 10th house lord coming 10th from itself, that is Venus, it is also a time of pada prapati. So we are expecting some promotions. If you're Capricorn ascendant going through Venus Mahadasha or Sun or Moon Mahadasha Antardasha, Venus Antardasha, Moon Mahadasha, Venus Antardasha, then expect a promotion during this time. Very great for you. Sun will enter into Gemini here. Now, Sun is making a Viparit Rajyog with the 6th house lord. That means burning. Enemies will get burned without trace. That is how it is. So, this is the time to do some devotion towards Lord Ganesha. Om Gan Ganpatay Namaha. This will remove all the obstacles from your life, and all the, honestly, government related obstacles gone. If you're doing any competitions, giving any kind of exams, victory. If you're in a court case, victory. If you're in anything to do with big diseases which you're not able to identify, it will be identified. You will get victory there also. Longevity increases. So it is a great period for you. Mars enters into Taurus, again into progression from the what you call from the fourth house, and looking at the 11th house, which is own sign. We're looking at the 8th house. Again, 8th house and 5th house are making a relationship. This means that again some kind of speculative gain is coming. You will remove your enemies, you will go obstacles out, everything is going to be in your favor, so gains will come for you, right? So speculative gains are coming. Mars here, because it is sign of Taurus, and Mars here is a okay planet, not that great with Venus, but here it can give some passionate love, or some what you say, what we call that word, someone who's obsessive love affair is what can happen here. So you can be obsessed with someone. So let's see, who are you obsessed with? Sometimes you're obsessed with your kids only, that okay, my kids should do this kind of a activity, and you then force them to do this. So obsession can come in any area, with your wife, with your kids, with your work also, with your creativity also. You may not agree that other person is telling right, you may say no, I am right always. That is the kind of scenario that's happening here. So aggressive energy, but in a good house, so it will be used for good purpose. Mercury enters into Cancer here. Now, when we look at Mercury here, it is also a very important planet because it rules the ninth house. Coming to the seventh house also adds power to your relationship, partnership, signing of contracts and whatnot. So this is happening. But between 22nd and 29th of June, if it is happening good, after 29th of June, Mercury becomes retrograde in Cancer. This is a time to revisit. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, my destiny is not going to affect it, right? If my health okay, did I ignore something? Am I doing my daily routine nicely or no? This is the kind of procedure, kind of activity that you should be following here. Later, we will enter into the July month, and July is when Venus will enter into the sign of Leo. Now look at Venus here. Venus, very powerful, huh? It is lord of the 10th house, sitting 11th from itself, lord of the 5th house in the 8th house. Third time in a row, fifth house and eighth house are making a relationship. Fifth house and eighth house. Mars is aspecting there, and the fifth house Lord is also in the eighth house. So, what does this mean? Do I need to repeat? It has to be doing something with your destiny. Some sudden event, some sudden gain, some lottery, some windfall, some big contracts, some creative thing turning, creative startup turning into a very, very great thing. Something is happening in a very positive sense here. So let's hope for the best and let's be very powerful, because this is not a very mediocre year for you. This is still, if you see, there are no obstacles yet. The lord of the eighth house is making a viparit rajyog here, so you may have difficulties in achieving things, but you will achieve it now. Final result is achieving. Difficulty is okay, but achievement is very big, so achievement is going to happen. So great news for you. Later, Mercury in retrograde motion will enter into the sign of Gemini. Now it is giving more power to Sun till from 7th till 16th, because here Mercury is saying that more routine has to be maintained, more work routine has to be maintained, more enemies who are trying to trouble us, or somewhere paperwork, etc., communication was not correct. So it is trying to correct it. When Mercury is here, sometimes long distance travel may get delayed. So that is one problem which you need to be more thoughtful about. Sun enters into the seventh house here. Now, Sun is entering into Cancer, exactly 12th from the eighth house. Now, intimacy wise, when it's from an intimate moment, etc., it can be major secret intimate moments during this time. Also, many people may be expecting some inheritance, etc., from a foreign place or from a long distance. So that is also happening. But with your in-laws, etc., there can be a little bit of rift. It's not that great time for with in-laws, and with your partner also there may be a little bit of ego clashes. But ठीक है, chalo, once sometimes in this time it happens, so it's okay, not a very big problem, but okay. Rahu Ketu. No, not Rahu Ketu. Mercury turns direct into the sign of Gemini. Mercury finally is okay. Gemini, your destiny is okay. Now, very nice when sometimes you feel that you will not have a victory and you worked very hard on it, and this is the time that Mercury turns direct into the sign of Gemini. Suddenly victory comes to you, because ninth house Lord is in exactly 10th from itself. The karma related to this house is for your destiny seen from the sixth house. So automatically it will, you will have a victory somewhere. So that is also very great news, right, for victory. August is here. See, very soon everything is happening. I told, sorry, I did not tell about Saturn. That's why I was thinking that how Saturn missed. Saturn got retrograde. Now, Saturns get retrograde for 140 days, almost 5 months, and it is getting retrograde here in your third house of your communication. So, what does this mean? Effort and communication should be put in the right area only. So, whenever you're putting effort, anything to do with communication, it has to be more in the righteous area. So, what we need to do whenever we are doing any short distance travel, we need to be more focused that, okay, are we doing the right thing? Are we choosing the right dates? This is all good. We have to remember things related to our neighbors, our friends. Do not go out of the way to depress them, or give them some problem or some trouble. Third way is to related to your younger brother also. Yeah, I told you about friends, younger brother, everything retrograde. Whatever you're doing, you have to think twice before doing any communication here. With Saturn also aspecting your fifth, ninth, and the 12th house, there may be delays in foreign travel during this time. Or if you're in a foreign travel, there may be delays in paperwork, government documents, such kind of things may get into delay. Delay in childbirth also. Like there can be possibility that you are due for, we can say, 27th of July, but that cannot happen that time. That can happen around 4th of August, 10th of August. Some delay, 1 to 3 weeks delay can be seen there also. So that is how. But when we come closer to this date, we'll be making a big video with some remedies so that you get a clear idea of how this time is going to be. August is here, and when we talk about August, Venus is entering into the sign of Virgo. Venus into the sign of Virgo, a very powerful placement because it is debilitated. Now it has come debilitated. This is God's action. See, 2 days ago, in the month of July, 27th July, is when Saturn becomes retrograde. And when Venus becomes exalted, what does it do? It puts an exalted aspect on its best friend, Saturn. It says, you don't worry in retrograde motion. I am here to fully support you. I am completely giving power to this house, so nothing wrong will happen. So you should be happy. Only thing is that during this time, do not disrespect your guru, your teachers. Do not disrespect any kind of higher knowledge. If you're doing any kind of studies, there may be some kind of a break, but that is just a break. It should not be an end. So you should just consider it a break during this time. There is possibility that, in the area related to father, you may have a little bit of rift or disturbance in that area as well, because of Venus debilitated. Comfort that your destiny was giving will not happen. You have to put effort during this period, and effort will bring you comfort. That's how you have to look at it. Mars enters into the sign of Gemini here, which is eighth from the 11th house. So sudden ups and downs in your social circle can happen, because you will fight enemies during this time, left, right, and center, and you will be powerful. You'll be taking that action. Any kind of competition can be won during this period. If you're even fourth house lord being in the sixth house, if you're trying to apply for some kind of debt or loans, this is the period that may also fructify for you. So all the very best. Mercury in final nice motion enters into the sign of Leo. Now here again it is making, when we talk about Mercury and Sun enters into Leo first, then Mercury enters into Leo. Mercury enters into Cancer. Oh, I'm here right now. Mercury enters into Cancer here, into the seventh house, 11th house, Lord, seventh house. So again, related to relationship, partnership, this is a time to sign contracts, make agreements, tell okay. Finally, very good for my relationship, doing signing of a marriage certificate, signing or discussing the date, or communicating to your people about if you're pregnant, etc. This is a time to break the news. Exactly, that is the how the time is. Sun enters into the sign of Leo. This is his own sign of Sun. Eclipse energy is building here. But with Sun and Ketu together here, Ketu comes into a lot of control. Now, Ketu in your chart has been giving a lot of transformative energy. In the last 1 year, if you would have seen, Ketu is trying to put you into so much isolation. You must have seen that so much of research, studying, research is what you're doing in every aspect of your life. That is Ketu for you. Ketu has also brought you towards spirituality, towards getting into know occult sciences. Those people who did not know anything about Rashi, this, that, ascendant, now knows everything about this, all because of Ketu. So thank you to Ketu. But now Sun entering into the sign of Leo will end any dispute related to legal troubles, as well as any problem related to inheritance, any problem in insurance, government related issues. Sun will solve that problem, so it is good for you. Later, we will see that Mercury will also enter into the sign of Leo. Mercury here is going to be making a Viprit Rajyog. So again, obstacles are ending. So this is a very good year, yeah, man, for Capricorn Rohitji. All the obstacles, all the time malefics are coming. Like Viprit Rajyog is happening. 8th house Lord in the 8th house, 6th house Lord in the 6th house, 6th house Lord goes to the 7th house, then comes to the 8th house, makes Viprit Rajyog. So lot of obstacles in your life that you have been facing in workplace, in health routines, in daily routines, in your family also, in your spouse also, in your in-laws also, everything is ending, man. Somewhere there is a little bit of dispute sometimes, because when it is 12th from itself or not, like when Sun is in the sign of Cancer, then some past issue may come up with your in-laws, but now here it comes and solves. So it's a very great year, man. I'm so jealous. Leo is not that great than Sagittarius, oh sorry, than Capricorn. September is here, and 2026 yearly horoscope you can book online on ecastro.ca, or there's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. September, Venus will enter into Libra. But this is a very short period Venus is entering into Libra, because it will get retrograde next month. So what happens is that when Venus is entering into Libra, your career, etc., everything goes very up. But once, you should not get overwhelmed in this. Reason, my fame, my ability, my dignity, my power is now increased. Now I will do whatever I feel because I am invincible. This is the energy that should be avoided during this time, because Venus is entering into Libra, but it is going to get retrograde next month. So we want to use our power in the right manner. With Mercury entering into Virgo, we want to make sure that we make very great efforts, put very great effort towards our mentors, our gurus, our teachers, our bosses, so that our destiny as well as our, this is a Raj Yoga, when 9th house Lord is in the 9th house, 10th house Lord is in the 10th house, this is a Raj Yoga. And 8th house Lord in the 8th house, 9th house Lord in the 9th house, 10th house Lord in the 10th house. You see what power it is showing here? There is a series of no ups and downs, destiny at peak, career at peak. So we want to make sure that ego cannot come on peak during this period, because after 7th of September, after Mercury enters here into the 9th house, Sun also enters here. And Sun is 8th house Lord in the 9th house, so it will create ego also here, because Sun is a very powerful planet in this house. The father element, the guru element, the guidance element is ruled by Sun as well. So Sun is very powerful here. When Sun comes here, it dominates Mercury's exaltation. It says that I am exalted, you are not exalted. How can you be exalted? I am the king, I will become exalted. So somehow Sun will come here and steal away all the limelight of Mercury. And that's why Mercury will say, no, I'm not staying here for long. I will go away. 10 days only it will go away to the sign of Libra. See, na 7th of Mercury, 7th of September, Mercury will enter into the sign of Virgo. And 18th, sorry, and 26th of September, in 20 days, it will go into the sign. And after Sun comes here, in 10 days, it will go there. So you will see that more emphasis will be on the energy of Sun. So your devotion, your acceptance of your guru, of your teacher, will shape your destiny during this time. So very powerful placement of Mercury here and Sun here. So make sure that you are very open, very nice. In fact, for long distance travel also this can possibility be happening. You will be going on journey. There can be starting of new learning of new languages, or maybe going into some competitive environment. So let's hope for the best. Because sixth house lord is in the ninth house, there is also possibility Mercury you win over any judicial system. So you win over any judgment is supposed to come, it will come in your favor. Now after Sun enters into Virgo, then Mars enters into Cancer. Now, this is also so good. I don't know why it is so good. Rohit, you see now everything is in your favor. Now, Mars started in this year with exaltation, and then Mars now here is in debilitation. But in debilitation, it becomes more powerful because it makes a Neech Bhang Raj Yog in the Kendra. Being a Kendra Lord in the Kendra, being the 11th house Lord makes a Neech Bhang Raj Yog. So, you are going to gain some massive thing from your partner. Massive things from your partner, something very big, something very great you are getting. So amazing. In fact, is it also the time that we can see that many people who are manglik and whatnot, they may also find a partner in their life, that they may find a person who's coming to their life. Great time for partnership, great time for victory, great time for with your nephews also, with your nieces, nephew also, very great time. This is also a time great for spouse, their luck goes up. So if your spouse has been trying to start something, and in mid of year they say next year you want to start something, they say you start in September, because that is where my power is coming. So you will get great results out of it. So all the very best. Later, Mercury will enter into the sign of Libra. Now both the ninth house Lord is in the 10th house, 10th house Lord is in the 10th house, which is good news. Both are together between 26th of September till next year, next month. It is going to be very good, but October is little bit of challenging. I will explain you why. Sun becomes debilitated. Now we are going into October. Mercury coming into the 10th house, this is the time that more power comes to you. So maybe you will be promoted during this time, but we don't want to use it in a bad way. Once you're promoted, maybe the current boss may have a little bit of challenge with you. And then comes October, when 3rd of October, Venus gets retrograde. That means your 10th house Lord is getting retrograde. Your power, your ability is getting retrograde. That means you cannot get into comfort zone yet. You have to do a lot of hard work. You have to fight during this period. Your comfort zone cannot be coming right now. No, not at all. So please fight during this period. You cannot give up. That is the kind of scenario. Now, here with Venus retrograde, there is another problem where Sun comes and becomes debilitated. That means power will not be in your favor. This is the time you have to take most maximum support from your home, from your house. From your house, you will get all the support. From the people in your house, your family, you will get all the support. So if you get into any mess up, please, your family will be the one that will support you. Secondly, if those who are in family business, you will be absolutely dependent on family during this time, Rohit. Very, very importantly, dependent on family. So careful in the area of career, especially in the month of October 2026, because Mercury also gets retrograde in the sign of Libra. So now three events are happening: Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Sun in Libra debilitated. So many retrograde and debilitated here. So we want to be very careful whenever these planets are retrograde. One good news is that it is retrograde with Sun. So at least they get and their benefits, they get good qualities, gets empowered here. So they will learn here. But with Jupiter entering into Leo, it is a very big energy shift. So again, the Lord that is making Viprit Rajo comes to the 8th house and empowers this house. Now, this house is the house that is looking at the 12th, second, and the fourth house. That means big transformation, either to go for a foreign place or either coming back from a foreign place. If you're in US, Canada, and visa problems are happening, I don't know what not. So maybe you're coming back to your home country. That kind of big transformation is happening, because see, fourth house Lord is no longer making a Viprit Raj Yoga. It is debilitated now. That means fourth house is your home place. You may come back to your home place. some big energy shift, some big transformative energy related to Jupiter. This is that exact time that Jupiter and Ketu calls you for some occult help, something to do with some remedy, something to do with some kind of a, what you say, something to do with some kind of a ritual, homam, because 12th house, see, 12th house is the house of, and 8th house is hidden things, so hidden pujas, etc., should be done during this time. Anyways, after October, when we come to November, Venus will enter into Virgo. Now, this is the time that your bosses, etc., are not happy with you in some way or the other. They may say that, okay, this person is acting over smart or this, that, and whatnot. This is the time to use their wisdom. This is the time to take, don't disrespect them, use their wisdom, take their advice, take your mentor's advice, and move forward. And then Mars enters into Leo. This is the time that we will see that 8th house is active now, and Mars is exactly 4th house lord in the 8th house with Jupiter. Mars has great power. Mars and Ketu here together can in the fire sign, because Ketu is also in Magha Nakshatra at the moment, because it is supposed to be entering into the sign of Cancer next month. It is in Magha Nakshatra right now. So here it can intensify your energy. Those who are in occult sciences, those who are in research, medical research, occult sciences, any kind of PhD, any kind of mining, any kind of sea, like merchant navies and whatnot, you will see that what power you will get. You'll be able to, conquer the world during this time. That's how powerful you are. Even with your debilitated 8th house lord, this is very powerful for people in research. Some big breakthroughs are coming here. Venus turns direct, Mercury turns direct into Libra, and Venus turns direct into Virgo on the same, like 13th and 14th, which means that all the problem or the pressure in your career has now been lifted up, because Sun is also entering into Scorpio, into the 11th house here. So your communication becomes direct, your comfort becomes happening very nicely, and suddenly, secretly, you start getting help from your social circle. There is a Rashi Parivartan Yoga between 8th and the 11th house. So there is a Rashi Parivartan between 10th and the 9th house. So there is a 10th and 9th house Rashi Parivartan is the biggest Rashi Parivartan in astrology, by the way. Just search it. Search 10th and 9th. This is the biggest Raja Yoga that can ever happen. So between 13th and between 22nd of November, please make all your wishes, because that wishes are going to come true. With Sun in the 11th house, you are supposed to be gaining secretly from a social circle. Some big research point that you do, you may also benefit, and very people on a large scale will also benefit during this period. And then Venus enters into the sign of Libra. Now it is very settled into the own sign. Now no longer retrograde. Venus will be moving forward. Your destiny is also moving, because it's Yoga Karka. So it will create great opportunities in the workplace for you. Now comes December. Mercury enters into the sign of Scorpio. 2nd of December only. It enters into the 11th house. So 9th house Lord is in the 11th house, which is great news. 6th house Lord is 6th from itself, which is also great news. So you get rid of small diseases, little bit of very temporary enmity that you had, you get relief of that, and you start. Those who are in social media, those who are in digital marketing, sales, any business related to masses, they will start prospering. Anywhere you're selling something, that is where prosperity comes. You are in merchandising, you are in anything to do with um, what you say, e-commerce, you will see power, power. Then comes the biggest transit in your ascendant and in the 7th house. This is Rahu and Ketu. Now, see, so many great things happened related to relationship. Now, Ketu is coming to the 7th house. Now, this is a time that it will ba- try to understand in this water sign, that is this more emotional or is this more material, the relationship that you are into. Is this really a spiritual relationship that you have come into, or is this relationship or not a very spiritual? So there may be lot of breakups, lot of separations during this time, because Ketu acts immediately. When it comes into a sign, it acts immediately. Rahu takes a little bit of time, because Rahu is like Saturn. Ketu Kujavat Ketu is like Mars is impulsive, fast action. Rahu little bit slow. So Rahu, what it is? It is that rubber band. It takes that rubber band, slowly, ta. One day only the bomb will come. And Ketu, slowly. That rubber band stretching is Ketu. That is exactly how Ketu is. Now, in that case, you will see that Ketu here in the 7th house can create some kind of, mm, we can say, some kind of break in some partnership, relationship, and that is the nature of Ketu. It has to do it, so it will do it. But when it comes to Rahu in the first house, you are going to be extra ambitious, and sometimes this extra ambitious, this ego, this nature of yours, where you can invite such things in your own life by showing that aggression, that, oh yeah, I want this, I am this ego, because Rahu says I am the hero. I am a hero. I will act as a hero. I don't care about anyone else. I am the one who swallows sun and moon, so I don't worry about anyone. That is how powerful Rahu feels. But still, it's a malefic planet. And here, your mind can get manipulated because of this Rahu's placement. So try to be as devoted to Ma Durga when Rahu and Ketu transit. Now, since this Rahu and Ketu transit is a very big transit, it cannot be said in these two lines. I will be explaining you when we are close to this, that how, what are the remedies, because you guys really need remedies. If you don't do remedies, then there will be a very big problem in the relationship area. Some relationship that has been going for long 20, 20, 18, 17, 18 years, after 18 years this is happening, so there can be sudden breaks that are coming. So we want to be very careful here, so we'll be talking about that. In fact, Saturn, Shani Dev, the Lagna Lord, is also getting direct. That means Rahu gets more power because of Saturn getting direct. Saturn is putting aspect on the fifth house, ninth house, and the 12th house. So that means it will activate lot of travel, lot of, what you say, because Saturn is putting the 10th aspect on the 12th house, it can be isolated travel also. So you may go somewhere far away also. So we have to be very careful during this time. But good news for people who are in Sadhisati second phase, it will start becoming nicer, positive for you. And Saturn will be very soon moving 2027 to the third phase of Sadhisati. That means in the sign of Aries, to now create problem for all Aries people, or maybe delays for the Aries people. So Aries moon. Saturn turning direct is good. All your things related to finances, all your things related to your personal development takes action now. Jupiter in this situation retrogrades in the sign of Leo and say, no, I have to handle Ketu. Ketu cannot go and impulsively do these kind of things like separation, this, that, whatnot. So Jupiter comes here and as a saving grace by coming back, putting the energy in an exalted position to help Ketu understand that what are the pros and cons of this, what are the wisdom. Basically, Guru is coming to give wisdom to a malefic and make sure that big problems do not happen. Also control Rahu for a brief period of time, because Rahu can become extremely ambitious in the first house, which can create sometimes, we can say, big challenges. Good news also, because Rahu ambitious is very good. You make, but ambitious in a cynical manner is not good. Sun enters into Sagittarius, makes a Viprit Rajyog, and Mercury also enters into Viprit Rajyog. So all the places related to workplace, health challenges are taken care of. All the places related to sudden ups and downs, any accidents, any problems, any challenges that you have faced in the past also is taken care of here by Sun and Jupiter as this beautiful ending of this year. And this is a time of spiritual bliss. Your service, your charity. This is the time of charity, service, spiritual bliss, going to some spiritual retreat. So rather than going for a New Year holiday, go for a spiritual retreat during this year, and you will see the blessing that happens in 2027. All the very best. There is a 2026 yearly horoscope that is already, you can book it online on acastro.ca, or there's a WhatsApp link in the description. You can go and book there as well. Rohit ji, let's move to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius.